You please ask.
Well, I have a lot of questions. I've got notes of them here, which I will consult, if I may, from time to time.
I think I have to speak a little louder.
All right. I'll just start with one that interests me, and we'll see where we go, because there's a lot that I would like to ask. It's about the word experience, which you sometimes use in your writings as representing something which you think we should in some sense overcome, and you seem to connect the idea of experience with the notion of preconceived attitudes or dogmas or beliefs which impede a kind of being which you would connect with a creative present existence. Now, I don't entirely understand this. It seems to me that would be impossible entirely to
wipe out experience.
To discount or escape from experience. But I'd like just to stick to the term experience, because it's such a very perhaps there's a particular sense you want to attach to it. It's such a very general word. It seems to describe the continuity of consciousness, which is simply characteristic of being human. But perhaps you could say something about that.
I don't know quite what you mean by experience. One can experience what one desires.
You mean imagining it?
Yes. And also one can experience according to your conditioning. If I'm a Buddhist and a devout Buddhist, I can experience the state of that consciousness which was supposed to be Buddha's.
Well, this is a rather special sort of experience, isn't it?
Yes. So I'm just I'm questioning what we mean by experience. I can experience anger. I wonder, is there a difference between the experience and the experiencer?
Well, this is a difficult question about how one is going to use the concept, because the word experience in English describes something fairly vague. It could mean it can mean either you say I had a strange experience yesterday, or it can mean the continuity of your conscious life and your relationship to your past, or it can mean something momentary. But I think what you are wanting to mean by it is something which collects your past, as it were.
Yes.
And at one point, I think you described desire as experience, whereas love is not experience.
Love cannot be.
Well, could you just explain what the distinction is?
Could we go into the question of who experiences the whole thing, anything? Whether it is the experience of something imagined or experience your past tradition and images, past figures, and so on.
You say who is the experiencer?
Who is experiencing?
Well, this is a difficult question too, isn't it? I mean, if one were to ask a passerby in the street, I mean, he would say the individual.
Yes.
The individual does. Or the man.
I am experiencing.
Yes, these experiences belong to me.
Yes.
Say they are my experiences.
I had an experience of an accident this morning in a car.
Yes.
I experienced so many things.
But then, I mean, if one were to pursue the matter beyond that kind of answer, one might say, well, of course one must distinguish between different kinds of experience.
Yes, that's what I would do.
And one would then think, I mean, let's say I could think of, say, three kinds immediately. I mean, that there's the experience of my past life. You say of somebody he's an experienced man, meaning he's had a lot of experiences of a certain kind, perhaps. And then you'd say that experience is just the continuity of my consciousness going away into the past.
Yes. Now, continuity of your past, of one's consciousness, right?
Yes.
What do you mean by the word consciousness?
Well, then, this is let's pursue the matter then in this way, that one would say, well, my consciousness differs at different times. I mean, it would be, and the word experience, I would think, would differ, whether you were talking about just ordinary life, when, say, you're, as it were, imposing, let's put it this way, that partly you are sort of imposing yourself on the world, and you'll say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and this would be perhaps experience, but also there might be an experience where you aren't really present.
Now, just that's it. Where the experiencer is not,
Yes.
is there an experience which you can then remember and say, this is it?
Well, I would think that people have what I'd call selfless experience, when they're, well, for instance, when they're looking at a great work of art.
Yes, yes.
Or I'm not sure about whether, if they're with somebody they love very much, one could say this, perhaps. I think these two cases are very different.
Yes.
But what do you, why would you?
I would like to go into this question, if I may. Who is experiencing all this? Whether it's the ordinary things or the most complicated forms of experiences or so-called spiritual experiences, right? Who is it that's always experiencing? Is the experiencer different from the experience?
Well, we would normally say so, wouldn't we? Because
yes,
we believe in the continuity of an individual person,
yes,
which of
that's
course is
commonly held.
Yes.
Now, we are going to question that.
Yes.
That is the experiencer or the thinker different from his thoughts?
Well, again, we would usually say so because you could say, I order my thoughts. I mean,
yes,
then this assumes that I
am
deciding I collect my thoughts.
Yes,
you have such a phrase.
Yes,
don't you?
but is that I who orders his thoughts different from his thoughts? He may order them, he may discipline them, he may control them. He might say, this is right, this is wrong, this must be done, that must not be done. But is the controller, the person who disciplines, brings order, is he different from the things which he's ordering about?
Well, let's make a distinction here between ordinary language, where one speaks about, I mean, in a law court or something, somebody's responsible for something they've done. Even they can't say, well, I'm a different person now or something. I mean, there's an ordinary sense of the continuity of the individual and somebody being the subject. But leaving that aside, I mean, one doesn't have to be a philosopher or hold a religious view to think that one is divided. One is a divided being.
That's it.
And there are times when one part of you disapproves of another part.
Yes,
so
that's what this dualistic process is that. Is there a difference between, we'll come back to the old question, the good and the bad?
Well, nothing could be more fundamental, yes.
Yes, it comes to that.
Yes, I mean, this seems to me the nature of the real world. There is this difference.
I know.
Yes.
The real world is we have divided the good and the bad. And the thinker, the experiencer from the experience.
Yes, this would follow in that if you condemn yourself for doing something, then you are divided. Yes.
I should not, I must.
Yes.
I will become, and all the rest of it. It means division in oneself.
Yes.
I would like to ask, if I may, is that the experiencer or the thinker different from the thing he's experiencing, or the thinker different from his thoughts?
Well, if this is an appeal to, the word experience comes up in my mind, if this is an appeal to how I think about myself, I would say, leaving aside the common sense or ordinary language view,
Of course.
Sometimes yes and sometimes no. I mean that sometimes one is consciously judging oneself, dividing oneself.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes there's nothing except a single something or other.
Single movement.
Single being or
Yes,
something.
yes. So I like to see, is the experiencer, is not the experience the same as the experience?
Well, it sometimes seems so.
Yes. So when we say I'm envious,
Yes.
and then there is a division.
Yes.
Then I try to control my envy, or rationalize my envy, or justify or suppress and so on.
Yes.
But the iris is envy, not separate from.
Well, I would have thought it is and it isn't. There's something. There's two things that you say in what I have read and what I understood from our last conversation. Perhaps I can put it this way: the two things which you seem to me to say, which I don't understand how they connect or harmonize. I mean, one of the things is, I think, that you, which I liked very much. You said that if I think that if I condemn myself, if I think, well, put it this way, if I think that I'm envious, say, well, now the word envy suggests something which is bad, so one wants not to be envious, perhaps. If I say this, I must start, not in a kind of ideal self which doesn't exist, but in my real being, which is the envious person. I feel great sympathy with this. But then you also say that there's no process. I mean, that I must be good, not become good. That the idea of becoming good is in some way an illusion.
Yes,
now, perhaps you could explain. I mean, it seems to me that in the one case you're suggesting that I must start from a goal which is a long way from my conclusion. My conclusion would be to become unenvious. In the other way, you're saying that there is no process of becoming.
So for me, there is no psychological becoming at all.
Yes, well, this is what I don't understand, because...
We'll have to go into it.
Yes.
First of all, let's come to this point. We have divided the world and in myself the good and the bad, right?
But you don't dispute this. I mean, you don't object to this.
I don't refute. I'm just looking at it.
Yes.
Is the bad related to the good, or is the good totally divorced from the bad? They are not related at all. If they are related, the good is still part of the bad.
Well, I find, if you're asking me, would I agree with that? I'm not sure. I mean, I think we think about good and bad in several different ways, don't we? We think of bad grading into good, as if it were a spectrum, with good is here, say, and bad is here.
Continuity of the bad.
A continuum. We also think, I think, of good as being, if we think of it as perfection, being really outside the world altogether.
I don't know perfection. I mean the good, being good, whole, good health, good man, good. You know the word good.
Yes. Well, let's say good man then. Yes.
Is that good part of the bad? Does the good know the bad? Or the bad, or the good is the outcome of the bad? then if it is outcome, it is still part of the bad. It's like a child being born. It's still part of the mother.
Well, yes, some people would say that they are opposites which exist in relation to each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I say, are they opposite? Or they totally, they have no relation?
Well, there's a very clear difference between a bad man and a good man.
Yes.
So, in that sense,
Yes.
They are very different.
Yes.
On the other hand, in a human being, good and bad grade into each other. And sometimes you don't know which is which.
No, that's what I'm questioning. That's what I'd like to discuss with you. I feel, I mean, to me, the good is total divorce from the bad. Like love is not related to hate.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, in ordinary fallen human conditions, of course, love often occasions hate.
Of course, of course.
Yes, but you say love is not related to hate. You mean that it's an entirely different kind of concept?
Yeah, totally. Love has no feeling about hate. It has no relation to hate.
Yes, go on. Yes.
It is not encompassing or embracing hate.
Wait a minute. Let me ask a supplementary question. Would you say the same about love and desire? If we took those two words,
yes, I would.
You say yes. That
Love
you regard desire as something connected with psychological becoming.
Yes.
Yes, and love is
entirely something different.
Well, now, how does this different thing come to one? I mean, I might say, well, why should it concern me? What am I to do about it?
Because, simple enough, there's conflict. If there is conflict, desire always brings conflict.
Yes.
But love can never bring conflict. Love has no conflict. It has no sense of conflict.
Yes, you're using the word love in an ideal sense, which is unusual.
I'm using it, say for instance, this is rather, I don't know if you want to go into it.
Please.
The brain is the entire center of desire, feeling, anxiety, pain, loneliness. You follow?
Yes.
The consciousness is all that.
Yes.
The belief, the fears, the sorrow, the loneliness, the anxiety, the whole...
The sort of the psychological being. Yes.
Psychological confusion.
Yeah.
That's the brain.
Yes.
And therefore, love is not part of the brain. It must be something outside. I don't know if
yes, but this comes back to you're saying that you don't experience love in the way in which you experience desire.
I can't experience something which is so.
But if I'm loving, admittedly, again, let's put this aside, that in ordinary parlance, you speak of jealous love or something. Well, that's not what we're talking about. One's talking about some sort of absolute, or I can't think of the right word here. But then, if I say, well, I dearly love somebody in some, as one might say, not a bad way, but a good way, as it were. But would you want to say this is not part of any psychological process in my mind?
I would say, I love you. If I love somebody that way, if there is any tinge of attachment, any tinge of jealousy,
yes,
any shadow of conflict, then it's not the real thing.
Yes. Right, yes. I was brought up as a Christian, so there's a lot of a Christian way of looking in me, although I don't believe in God or the divinity of Christ. But I can see, in Christianity, there would be an idea of divine love or perfect love, which is something which we don't normally achieve at all, perhaps, but which...
And I don't see why not. Because if I'm not jealous, I won't be jealous. There is no sense of attachment to another person, which doesn't mean lack of love.
Attachment is attachment and desire. I mean, I think, what one would in ordinary parlance call a virtuous love. I mean, where you're not hurting anybody else by loving this person, and you're not possessive and unreasonable and so on. There is attachment. I mean, there's inevitably, if the person dies...
Now, that's a different question. I mean, why are we attached to anything? Attached. If I'm attached to this house...
Yes, I think I would take a different view, I think, of the notion of desire. I mean, that is, it seems to be, I would think that becoming good, to use this phrase, which perhaps you would want to exclude, is a matter of purifying one's desires, having good desires, that is, desiring something which is good. Now, in loving somebody, I would have felt that the element of desire was present.
Let's look at desire. What is desire?
Well, there are, again, one would say, well, there are low desires and there are high desires.
I'm asking, what is the origin, the beginning of desire? Why has desire become such an extraordinarily important part of our life?
Well, desire is certainly connected with the future.
With the future?
It's connected with time.
Of course, with time.
Because I desire something which is absent. But I mean, let's take examples. I mean, I might desire to be frightfully rich, or I might desire to study a subject and become good at it. I mean, in a situation where there's no reason.
Good at piano.
Good at, well, let's say, or good at mathematics.
Yes,
to acquire knowledge.
Yes, of course.
Of this sort. Well, wouldn't this? And I might say, I love my subject.
Yes,
I love what I'm studying.
No, but I'm asking, what is desire? How does it come? Why does it control us so strongly? I mean, after all, a monk or one of the Indian sannyasis, their whole idea is suppress desire or transmute desire.
Well, transmute, yes. I'd rather use the word transmute.
Yes. Now, that is transmute. There is an entity who transmutes it.
Yes, and there's a process of transmuting and a discipline or training or something like that.
Which is a form of not only subtle form of suppression, subtle form of organizing desire.
Yes.
Or saying desire for God is good.
Yes. Desire for riches is bad.
And desire for possessions is bad.
Yes.
So we're not discussing, the objects of desire, whether it is God, whether it's power, whether it's to become a rich man or a prime minister. But what is desire? How does it take shape in us?
Well, whether there can be love without desire, I'm not sure. If one thinks perhaps of some kind of perfect love, the notion of desire would have changed so much that perhaps you would have to exclude it. But at a more ordinary but good level, I mean, I mean, if I desire to become well educated or something,
that's a different.
Then it's a tension. It's a kind of tension between a condition which exists and a condition which does not exist.
But I'm asking not desire to become a good human being or desire to be a good scholar and so on, but desire itself.
Well, I think I would evade or reject this question because I don't see how one could explain what desire was without thinking of different kinds of desire.
No,
or do you think...
I say, I desire for a house, I desire for this and too many desires.
Yes.
But the movement of desire, the origin of it, because we have either suppressed it, transmuted it, or escaped from it,
yes,
or totally control it. But again, who is the controller? Who says this good desire, this bad desire? This must be pursued because it's helpful, the other is not, so on. It's still desire. Desire for God or desire for money is still desire.
And if someone says one is good and the other is bad, you would come back to saying all the same it's desire.
Yes, desire is important to understand, not good desire and bad desire.
Yes, I'm not sure that I would be able to understand it without using that distinction. But perhaps I mean, let's shift our ground slightly. There's something behind what you're saying. Now,
No, you just now said desire involves time.
yes.
Yes?
Well, all right.
Desire for.
Well, I'm going to withdraw that now and modify it by saying that I think that there might be some kind of desire which does not involve time, but where you are completely united with the object of your desire. I mean, I think this again something in Christian mysticism might say that desire, if you desire God and if you're united with God, I mean, I don't know what this would be, then your desire is fulfilled and becomes perfect love or something like that.
Yes. But is it the man who says, I must become a very rich man, powerful man, is still desire.
Yes, but...
one is for God,
yes.
and the unification with God, still desire.
Yes, but you speak of desire as if it's something which you want to overcome or set aside.
No, I want to understand the movement of it, the process of it, the intolerable burden of it, or the pleasure of it.
Yes, it's not always a burden, is it? I mean, if you desire something, for instance, if you're hungry and you know that you're going to have a good meal shortly, then the tension of desire is pleasurable. But there's something behind what you say which I can't guess.
I'll go into
Go on.
Into it.
Yes.
Desire exists only when there is identification with sensation.
By sensation, you don't mean bodily sensation, but...
I see the lovely house, and I want it. There's a desire for it.
You don't mean that there's an actual physical concomitant, but that there's a kind of
Both.
this imagery. I mean,
both.
You imagine yourself in the house. Yes, things like that.
Sensation,
yes.
then thought, creating the image of my owning the house.
Yes.
Then desire begins.
Yes, well, yes, right, yes.
Right?
So, there is a kind of sensory aspect to desire.
With which is,
yes,
a thought then gives that sensory aspect of an image.
Yes, this doesn't mean, of course, that, I mean, one says one desires to be educated. This doesn't mean you're thinking about it all the time or having sensations. It just means you're carrying on your ordinary life. But there would be moments when you have a sensory experience of desire, perhaps.
Yes.
You imagine what it'll be like when your education is better or something like that. Yeah.
So the more when sensation has given shape by thought, then it becomes desire. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, but then...
I'm not saying good, bad, and all the rest of it.
But
desire.
Then you say that love is different from desire.
Oh, and love is desire from pleasure.
Sorry, say it again.
Love is different. Love is not pleasure. Love is not desire.
Yes, all right. I would want to think that purified desire This introduces another topic at this moment, which I just mentioned, put it aside. I am also concerned with what you feel about motivation and energy. I mean, I think desire is a source of energy.
It is.
And good desire is a source of good energy.
Yes.
But let's take this idea of love being different. I mean, there's something, it seems to me a contrast between a process and something which is not a process.
Which is not a process. No.
Yes. And you distinguish, you say that there's something like, use some word like creative being, which is to do with the present.
Yes.
And you would connect this with the possibility of love and truth.
Yes.
Whereas desire is something restless, which is
restless.
Is
quite
outside.
Right. But love doesn't mean it is static.
No, static is probably the wrong word here. What would you say?
It is alive. It isn't just
it's creative, and it's...
Yeah, it's not exclusive. I may love you, but I also have this feeling of love. It's not just identified with one person.
But the feeling of love is a quite different feeling from the feeling of desire.
Naturally.
So you're not excluding the sensory aspect of thought.
No, wait a minute, let's go into it slowly.
Yes.
As we said just now, the brain is part of the senses, part of reactions, action, responses, beliefs, faith, fear, all that is the center here, which is my consciousness. The content of my consciousness is all that. God, my knowledge, my failure, my depression, my anxiety, all that is that.
Yes.
Now, if in that there is a great deal of confusion, contradiction, fears, and all the rest of it, is love part of that?
I don't know. You tell me.
I say, personally, to me, it's not.
But then, if love is a condition, is a human condition. I mean, it is. There is a state of being, which is love, or creative being, which is love, and so a person is sometimes in this condition. Are you suggesting that at that moment, all the psychological stuff which that person consists of and has collected is somehow absent?
Yes.
But still, he must know what the object of his love is.
No, just a minute. I might love you. And it is not exclusive.
Yes. Yes.
It's not universal or any of that. It's not exclusive. It's not limited.
Yes. Though, I mean, in a sense, it is and it isn't, isn't it? Because if one loves a person, you love that person and not another one. But it doesn't mean that you exclude anybody.
Anybody, no.
No. But still.
Love is not exclusive.
No, but it is selective, if one could make the distinction.
No, that word selective, which then becomes...
After all, one doesn't love everybody. I mean,
no, wait a minute.
Perhaps God does, and perhaps we should attempt to be God.
I don't want to attribute love to God or to some
But I mean,
ideology.
I'm just using God as a figure of speech here.
No.
I mean, that an ideal love, perhaps, would embrace
I wouldn't even
everything.
use the word ideal. I don't know.
Yes.
I strongly object to ideas.
Yes. Go on.
Ideals and all that
Yes.
kind of thing. I see definitely love has no relationship to hate. Love has no relationship to jealousy. It is not attached.
Yes.
It's not desire. It's not pleasure.
But, I mean, to ask very, very simple-minded questions, I mean, in the life, let's say that you're interested in another person. I mean, after all, people come to you. I mean, I am coming to you.
I care.
Yes, but I ask, well, do you think there are certain times in one's life when one is difficult to find the word here. When one is expressing or being love.
Yes, that's.
But should this be every moment of one's life? In every
I'm
moment
not
of
sure,
one's life?
madam. I'm not at all sure it cannot be all the time there.
Yes, good, yes. Yes. And you think, you see that...
Can love exist where there is self-centered interest? That's the real question.
No, it would be imperfect love. But
No,
let's leave out imperfect love is not love. Then. All right.
I mean, when there is self-interest, can the other exist? Obviously cannot. Because the self-interest is very, very
all right.
small.
Well, you won't let me use the word perfect or ideal, but I'll use love in your sense then. All right. Love then excludes self-interest.
Where there is self-interest, the other is not.
Yes, but look, then, you see, something that I very much want to find out, and everybody wants to find out, is how to change.
How to
change.
Ah, well, that's...
How to become... Well, it's connected with this.
No, wait a minute.
Because...
No, wait a minute. This is a really interesting question.
How to move out of the situation of being envious.
Wait a minute. I'm envious.
Yes.
There is no difference between I and envy. I am envious. Envy is me.
Yes, as we were saying earlier, that the person is the envious person.
Envy is me. I cannot act on envy. Because it's me.
Yes, but you can become less envious.
I know, that's not, but it's still me.
Go on, yes. Go on.
Right? So there is no question of suppression, transmutation, or escaping from it. It's me.
What do I do next?
Now, wait a minute, I'm going to it.
Okay.
If it is me, I watch it.
Yes.
I watch it very, very carefully. Watch it. Not try to act upon it.
So there's a you who's watching the envy.
No, watching is no, there is no you. When you're watching a bird, there's no you, you're just watching the bird.
Well, watching a bird is quite different from...
That's just it. So
the other kinds of watching.
Of course. Can I watch? Is there a watching without the word? Watching without a condemnation? Just watching, or agreeing, or rejecting, or resisting.
Well, there can be such watching, yes. It's difficult.
But I mean...
Well, wait a minute. We've got this envious person, or oneself, one is envious. Then one is aware of the envy. One watches it, but just watching.
Watching.
Or being it, if you like. Put it another... consciously being your envy. Would you accept that form of words?
You are envy.
Yes, so, but you're consciously... I mean, when you enviously do something thoughtlessly, you're not watching it, you're expressing it. But then there are moments, perhaps, when you're
that's what I'm saying. Like
you're attending to it.
Look, you're watching a precious, intricate jewel.
Yes.
Then you're looking at the extraordinary delicacy, the bright light, and the beauty of the jewel.
Yes, yes. Yes, in this case, you're looking at envy.
Envy. I'm doing exactly the same thing. Then I see the whole movement of envy, which is comparison and so on, so on, so on.
Yes, yes.
So I watch it without any thought interfering with my watching.
Yes.
That requires a great deal of attention.
Yes.
Not concentration, real attention in which the self is not.
But are you not making a judgment?
No.
No. You're watching without judgment.
Oh no, I have no value. I don't say you must or must not have envy. It's immoral or anything of that kind. These human beings have lived with envy for thousands of years.
But then is not the result of this attention that your envy disappears?
Watching with attention. Watching is attention.
Yes. Yes, I like the word attention. Then you attend in, you would say, some non-evaluating way. You're not making a moral judgment.
No,
and you're not saying, I ought not to be envious.
No, that would be true.
But is not, I wouldn't say the purpose, but certainly the result of this attention, that the envy dissolves.
Yes, attention, because in attention there is no self at all.
Yes, good. Okay. I mean, I understand this state of being. Which
you can watch it, you know.
Yes, but then...
it's great fun.
Is not this then... I mean, this connects with my question about how do I change. Is not this...
This is what we're saying.
Yes. Well, is not that then this is, if you like, to use old-fashioned language, a spiritual discipline?
No,
I know you don't like the word discipline either.
I don't like the word discipline.
No. All right.
Because discipline means really to learn, not to compartmentalize, pursue. To learn watching. Not memorize watching, but to see the whole implications of envy, comparison, all the rest of it.
And this state of attention would be something which, supposing somebody says, or I say, why not me, but does this happen only when you're meditating, for instance,
no.
to use a word which you yourself use, or should it happen all the time?
All the time. If you're watching, yes. That is, you don't let a single thought slip by without knowing what it is.
Yes, and this would coexist with one being a ticket collector or whatever one's job in life is. That you could, in fact, the idea of living at different levels or in different states must come in, I think, that there would be a state of your being which was this constant attention.
But you see, I'd also introduced the word meditation.
Yes, well, it is a word that you use yourself.
I know,
yes.
I use that word, but you see, meditation is a very complex business.
Yes.
But it's not, how shall I put it? In meditation, there is no meditator at all.
Yes, okay. Yes.
But now what we do, I must meditate. I must follow a system to meditate.
Yes, I would...
There must be practice, which is all exactly desire, which want to achieve a certain state.
Yes, well, this seems to me, in a sense, unavoidable. I don't know. I mean, I have been taught a system of meditation a long time ago, and I have practiced, and to some extent do practice something like meditation, only in a very feeble way. But it does seem to me that there's something which is trying to do it better.
Now, when you use the word better, that means more. Therefore measurable.
More like, you see, you say when in meditation there's no duality. I mean, there's no subject.
Absolutely not.
And I would say that something like this happens when in experience of art.
The moment you say experience,
yes.
You're already...
All right. Okay, well, I mean, if I'm looking at a great picture, if I'm really looking, I'm not there.
Yeah, that's all.
Picture is there.
That's all.
Yes.
When you're really looking at something, there is the absence of the self.
And this would be an image of love too, wouldn't it? But that you wouldn't be there.
Therefore, there is no image in it.
Yes. There is no
image in love. Of course not. Image is put together by thought.
Yes, I think that in a certain way of loving, I mean, unselfish love. I mean, this is difficult to talk about because love happens in time, and you have to struggle and think and plan and do things for somebody you love. But you would be really selfless in all that you're doing. I mean, there'd be somebody there who's
of
doing
course,
the things,
otherwise
but the self would not be present. The object of attention would be present.
That's why.
But it seems to me you have to try. I mean, you give me the end, but not the means.
No, wait. Let's look at it.
Go on.
Let's look at it. The means is the end. There are the two are not different.
So may I just quote a remark made by Kafka to the effect that there is no way, there is only the end. What we call the way is just messing about.
Yes,
you would agree with this?
Yes.
Yes, I think, I see and I don't see, as it were.
No, let's begin.
Go on.
Yes. Let's try something else.
Yes.
You see, change implies future, as you pointed out, right? From this to that.
Yes, and imagining a future.
Yes, the future.
Yes.
What is the future?
Please,
The
I want to
future
get to-
is
Go on. Yes.
the future is a continuity of the past, modified through the present. It's a movement,
Yes, all right. Yes.
right? So the future is in the present.
Well,
No, I'm
Go
going
on.
to the future in the sense.
Yes.
I mean, if I'm learning a language,
yes, that's a good example, I think.
if I'm learning a language,
Yes.
I need future. I need time.
Yes.
I need
training, discipline.
I have discipline. I have
Becoming.
to, etc.,
Yes,
etc.
yes,
I have to learn a language.
Yes.
Now, there is all right, but psychologically, inwardly, subjectively, the past, which is me, my memories, my experiences, all the past, is being modified in the present and proceeds to the future. Right? This is the whole movement of our evolution, of our psychological well-being or not well-being, and so on.
Yes.
So the present is in the future because what I am now will be what tomorrow. Unless I change now. Right?
Yes.
So the present contains the past, the future is now. Right?
Yes.
The present.
Yes.
Now, the present is what I am.
In a sense, there isn't anything else. But go on, yes.
That's what
In a
I am.
sense, yes, go on.
My memories, all that.
Yes.
And there is no future unless I continue. Is there an end to that?
You mean, is there an alternative state of being?
Yes. Ending this whole movement of becoming, struggling, achieving.
Yes, of course, philosophers have always been worrying about the difference in being and becoming. And in Platonism and in Christian theology, being is real and becoming is unreal. And I feel something of this in what you say, but I don't want to mislead myself by thinking about anything else. I mean, I'm trying to picture what you are speaking of would be like. I mean, that one would, let's say you're spending your time learning a language, and you don't know the irregular verbs today. Next week you will know the irregular verbs, and this is human life and unavoidable and proper and quite right that you should learn the irregular verbs. However, during this time, you're also, as it were, attending to everything that you do.
Of course. I'm paying attention to everything I do.
Yes.
Now. So the
in a
now
way,
contains
in a particular manner.
Yeah, the now contains all time.
Yes, I mean, you're picturing a possible human state.
No, I'm not picturing. I'm just saying, see what has happened to human psyche. It has moved in this direction always. Past, modifying the present and the future. This is the chain, right? In which we are caught. Which we are. I won't even use the word caught, which is what we are.
Yes, the word caught, though, suggests that there's freedom. That's another word that you use. There's freedom which is connected with truth and with love.
Yes.
And so somebody comes to you saying, well, I'm in a trap. How do I get out of the trap?
Yeah, if you're in a trap, let's look what's in the trap first before we want to get out of it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to, well, this is just a relevant remark, but I mean, I don't want to get out of the trap in the sense that I don't want to stop wanting next week to know the irregular verbs.
That, of course,
yes,
next week.
That goes on, yes. But what I also want, say, to achieve a state of being which is selfless.
Yes.
And perhaps this may be the most important thing of all.
Because you desire for it.
Well,
you have a concept of the future.
Yes, I mean, I know that now I'm not selfless.
No, but
I would like to become selfless.
Therefore, let's understand what the self is. You can't change, or rather, break down the self or whatever it is without understanding the movement of the self. Not invent go.
But in the situation where one's looking at one's envy, for instance, we agreed that one result of this attention would be that the envy would disappear. So the self is changing.
Which matters not ending of envy, but attention matters.
Yeah. But supposing I just attended to my envy and went on behaving enviously, but with complete consciousness of what I was doing, would that be a good state?
Then you see,
good.
You being conscious that is still part of the self.
Well, one's not postulating a kind of one's not, I think, postulating a condition which is totally unlike the human condition. One's imagining a way in which human beings might be.
Yes, we are human beings. We live in this constant conflict, pain, sorrow, and all that. Right?
Yes.
This is our life. This is our condition. But somebody comes along, you come along and tell me, look, there's a different way of living. Not be everlastingly this business.
Yes. Yes.
And you see, and you listen to him, find out.
Yes.
You may say rubbish and drop it. But there must be a relationship to the speaker and yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like now, I'm asking you.
We are doing,
yes, go on.
Which means you tell me envy is not love, envy cannot be put aside. Watch it, look at it, see it, and let it unfold. Don't condemn it, transmute it, or deny it, and so on, escape. Just watch it, which means give your whole attention to it.
Well, but would this not result actually in my inhibiting it?
No.
Well, why not? I mean, wouldn't it, all right, put it another way.
Bringing it out.
Wouldn't it be good for me to inhibit my envy?
No,
I feel
it'll come up again some other time. If I inhibit it.
All right, but it just meanwhile, it might be better if I inhibit it.
I don't want to meanwhile.
Well, yes, but you seem to me to exclude the element of training oneself. I mean, you don't like the word discipline.
No, discipline, madam, as you know, comes from the word disciple, who is learning. Learning, not memorize, learning to see the beauty of that jewel. I never looked at the jewel. I always condemned it, rationalized, etc. But now there is only watching that jewel.
Yes, but what you're watching in this case is something precious. It doesn't matter if it costs £1 million. It's something which is pictured as absolutely precious. Now, if I'm looking at my envy, it's the opposite of a jewel. It's something bad.
No, I don't condemn it. There is no spirit of condemnation or judgment or evaluation. Just watching. I watch my son. I don't say, by Joe, you shouldn't be this, you shouldn't be that. I just watch him. But ma'am, don't you watch? Say, for instance, when you look at a picture, I watch it. I see all the lights, the proportions, the dark.
Looking at a picture is a good example for me, at any rate, in trying to understand what your fundamental idea is here. But it still troubles me that you're suggesting what I would, if I understand you, think was a kind of ideal mode of being, a real mode of being, in which you're connected with reality.
Yes.
But there remains the fact that one is not in this state. One is sunk in illusion. One is full of illusions.
That's all.
Yes.
Now,
well, now, go on. Yes.
I'm an illusion. I am illusion. I live in illusion.
Yes.
My thinking, this is my belief, faith, or illusion. Now, why does the word illusion come, is to play, ludere. To play, I'm playing with illusions.
But why should I bother? I mean, put it another way. Why shouldn't I just watch my... if I'm a clever person, I can watch my envy and be amused by it and continue to behave enviously.
All right, carry on. There's conflict in it. There is certain sense of agony in it. There's
but
pain.
Don't you think that wouldn't you wish, if you saw somebody that you loved in a state of illusion, wouldn't you wish for that person?
I'll go and talk to him.
They should change.
I will go and talk to him.
Yes, well then you are suggesting that he should change.
You
are suggesting moral values.
No, I would say to him, look, why do you have these illusions?
Well, to call them illusions is already to make a moral judgment.
Now, you don't even call it illusion. You believe in God. Somebody believes.
Well,
or some other thing.
Yes. Well, let's stick to the case of envy, because that's fairly straightforward. Right. That somebody is consumed with envy. The way some people perhaps
I know them.
Absolutely, he's got that, and he's better than me, and so on. And
consumed.
You watch somebody like you, say, look, why waste your energy and your anxiety on something which is not deeply, really important, and you shouldn't be doing it.
That is, if they are willing to listen to you.
It's unreal, yes, all right, yes.
Well, the moment they are willing to listen to you,
yes.
you have already had them.
Yes, but then you've taught them something.
I don't. I said, no, I have no pressure. I don't want him to change.
Well, I know all good teachers refuse to call themselves teachers.
Conflict is the real root of all this.
But supposing somebody was in a completely harmonious state, with lots and lots of vices, what we call vices, supposing they're envious, jealous, violent, angry, couldn't they be such a harmoniously connected person? Supposing they're very successful in everything that they do. I mean, would you say that this was impossible?
No, you can't be harmonious when with your right hand you're kicking violent, and the other hand you're being harmonious. It is
well, yes, I mean, I agree with you. And I think people assume, rightly, that an evil man is in a state of conflict, that a good man is harmonious.
Good man has no conflict.
Yes, and an evil man has conflict. Well, this then suggests that there's something, that the evil man has made a kind of mistake. There's something unreal about what he believes about the world. So then, in making the distinction between good and bad, one is making a distinction between...
No, we could see, for instance, a man who terrorists, a man who kills for the fun of killing. I mean, is something wrong with the man?
Yes, this...
I don't call him evil or good. There's some kind of aberration going on in the poor chap.
Well, so what you want to produce is a harmonious personality.
Yeah, I want to produce, as long, is it possible to end all conflict within oneself? That's the real root of the question. all conflict.
And you'd be prepared to drop the words good and bad then, and
Yes,
use the
in that
words
sense.
harmony and disharmony.
In that sense.
Yes.
I wouldn't use harmony or disharmony because moment when there is no conflict, you're whole. There's a holistic way of living.
Yes, but still you're still talking about good and evil in the sense in which we normally understand them. You speak of the terrorist, say. I mean, let's picture a very bad man, not just an envious man, but a very evil man, somebody who's cruel.
There's somebody who kills.
Then one would want this person to...
if you will listen, if you will change, so much the better. But they don't listen.
Well, I think we're reaching the end of our rule.
Yes, we've reached the end.
Perhaps we've reached it. Well, I think I'd like to go on with this.
Will you like to go after lunch?
Well,
Would you like to go on? It's now called
of course, yes, perhaps we have to stop.
Yes, lunch, and then perhaps after lunch.
Perhaps we could briefly go on after lunch.
Right.
That's right.